The second way we can secure our projects using HTTPS is to have the HTTP proxy module again do it for us via a proxy server. I tend to use this solution a little more than having Express and HTTPS interact directly because for some reason I always seem to prefer having my web applications separate from my sort of encryption handling over the pipe. So I tend to prefer to keep my applications just running as simple HTTP servers, and then when I do want to add HTTPS traffic, I'll just run a separate little unit or server to handle that encryption and decryption for me. And then if load becomes an issue on that, then I can move that to a separate server. So let's take this HTTPS Express here, and the functionality is going to be quite the same, but instead I'm going to have this proxy requests, and I'm going to split this app out into a separate app. So I'm going to have secured app.js here, and I also need to get Express back, like that. Now I'm going to have this guy just listen on 8080 like any this. There's nothing unusual about this at all. It's just a simple little Express application, minimal Express application that is waiting for traffic. So what I need to do here is I'm going to set this up to use proxies instead. So I will come here and I will say npm install HTTP proxy. And assuming I spelled that correctly, I did. I'll have that do its work, and it's all good to go. And now let's copy all of this stuff over, and let's put it in a new file called https proxy.js, like this. So we're not going to use any Express stuff. We're going to use HTTP proxy equals require HTTP proxy. And we're going to still have to load in the private key and the certificates for the HTTPS module. But instead, what we're going to do is we're going to create a proxy server here to route all requests once they've been decrypted to the appropriate local server we're going to run. So here I'm going to say var proxy equals new HTTP proxy.http proxy, like that. And this takes some options, specifically the target, which is localhost, and it needs a port, which is 8080, like that. Okay, so now we've created a new instance of this proxy server for us, and then we're going to have the HTTPS. It takes the options, but now it's going to take a request and a response function. And oops, oh, that's good. And now what we're going to do is the proxy will proxy the request based on the information that it has. Okay, let's put a console.log here, proxying. Ooh, exciting. Okay, so we've split out our sort of actual app that does all of our sort of HTTP work into its own little thing, and it just lives in its own little happy HTTP world. It doesn't have to waste any time encrypting or decrypting traffic, so it can dedicate all of its energy to doing its thing. And now we sort of have a proxy server here that does the HTTP for us, and once it's happy with that and sort of taking care of all the certificates and everything and all the appropriate negotiation, it then routes the request on to our cute little server. So let's go ahead and node secured. All right, that worked. And now we should be able to node HTTPS proxy. Oh, we did not actually do the listen. Haha. Okay, so we need to do var server equals that, and then now s listen 80. Nope, this is on 8443 because that's the SSL port. Okay, so let's go ahead and run that, and now it's listening. And now in the browser, I can go HTTPS localhost 8443. And we've already accepted that insecure certificate in this browser. So you'll see everything continues to work fine. So again, even though it's an extra little server, it's an extra level of indirection, I still prefer doing it with this proxy way. I just feel like there's better compartmentalization of my application, and I can sort of add and remove functionality whenever I want. So that's how we can do HTTPS using HTTP proxy.